So apparently Disney is supposedly interested in buying out Epic Games and are waiting for the right moment to do so. This is according to reporter Alex Heth, and that some executives are seemingly interested, while others say it would be a bad idea for the company. This is honestly insane. And I think if Disney bought out Epic Games and, with that, they would have the rights to Fortnite, they would own Fortnite. I think this would definitely put the game's future in a unpredictable standpoint, right? I don't want to sit here and say, oh, I would quit Fortnite and delete my account and we're all not going to play the game because we don't like Disney. That's just not going to happen, right? Like, people are still going to play the game. I'm still going to play the game. Still going to spend money on the game. It just makes the future not very bright. I don't really see anybody defending this. I don't know who would want Disney to own Fortnite and Epic Games. Disney has been weird recently, right? They are going to be doing a $1 billion deal with the OpenAI Sora. That did fall off, so they're no longer doing that. But that doesn't mean in the future they're going to be investing in some other AI companies, investing millions of dollars into their own AI thing, or, artificial intelligence in general, their own studio making AI. We don't know. But just because that they were going to actually do that and it fell out for whatever reason does make the future a little bit concerning, where you might have AI integration inside of Fortnite. There's also a lot of concerns about maturity in Fortnite. If they did buy out the game, they'd probably stop doing mature collabs. You wouldn't have these 18 plus games and 18 plus shows and stuff in Fortnite anymore. They'd probably tone down on the collabs, only do like collabs with genres which are very kid friendly, like cartoons or something like that, and obviously their own Disney shows. They would definitely have a lot of censorship, because I'm telling you, Disney is one of the most pro censorship companies of all time. They would make it where you can't say nothing in the game. They would probably mute you if their AI detections you swearing. They wouldn't do anything fun. Like, with Fortnite, we're testing out modes like Delulu. Disney would never do that, ever, because they don't want any of their kid fan base or anyone to ever hear a little bit ounce of swearing, because the hell, they're fucking Disney, right? This is who they are, right? They're very protective of their fan base. They don't want to get sued, or they don't want something to happen to them, that's why they're very pro censorship. And in those regards, I think it's concerning. I really do think that if something like this were to happen, there'd be a lot of backlash for it. I doubt there'd be any support. It would be viral on Twitter, but if it happened, I don't think people would quit the game. We do have a little bit of news on it. So this is from FNBR Underground, which actually put the report out in the spotlight. Reporter Alex Heth has said that executives at Disney are split on the idea. A buyout would require Tim Sweeney to call it quits on being an independent company, which appears unlikely. So that's pretty insane. Tim Sweeney owns roughly half of the company. I would say like 48%. The other ownerships are obviously Disney having a ownership of 9%, because they invested $1.5 billion into the game in 2024, and will be having their own like entertainment and games universe connected to Fortnite. We're going to be seeing that soon with the Fortnite Unreal Engine. Tencent, the Chinese company that owns just has so much investments into many companies, owns approximately 40% of Epic Games. Sony owns some, and the Lego Group owns some as well. So for Disney to to buy the game from Tim Sweeney is definitely going to be a little concerning. But we do have a little bit of weird news here. So this dude named Seth Dirks, and I'm pretty sure this guy is like a straight Tim Sweeney fanboy. Like, this dude is glazing Tim Sweeney. Of every tweet Tim Sweeney makes, he constantly agree with him. No backlash, no nothing, right? Seth says that Sheena's tweet is misleading and an absolute nothing burger. Epic is private. Disney can't buy unless Tim wants to sell his controlling shares. He says, I think if Epic ever sold and quit being independent, Disney would be the most natural home for many reasons. I don't know why he would say this, because that's literally what Sheena said. And she even replied saying, the tweet is not misleading. You're framing it incorrectly. A private company can be bought if Disney makes an offer, aka waiting for the right moment, and Tim Sweeney agrees to it. My tweet never said anything beyond that. You're framing it as I said Disney would force a purchase. The quote my tweet is based on is also one line above the less relevant quote you added. Technology reporter Alex Heth recently said on Matthew Belloni's podcast, The Town, that he knows for a fact that senior executives at Disney want to buy Epic Games and are waiting for the right moment. And then Seth replied, you're using significant influence to report on a secondhand rumor of Disney's anticipated action upon a speculative opportunity that doesn't and has never existed, after which you didn't link the original article and crediting another account that reached even further. Once again, this Seth dude, I get like bad vibes from him. He's like a Tim Sweeney, like a Tim Sweeney circle jerk or something like that. I don't know. He's constantly glazing Tim Sweeney. Literally, Sheena did not say any of that, so I don't know what he's talking about. Literally said on the podcast that reporter Alex Heth knows for a fact and has talking to senior executives at Disney that they do want to buy Epic Games and are in fact waiting for the right moment. Okay. So I don't know what that dude is on about, but either way, if Epic Games buys the video game and buys the company, very bad news for us. Okay, at least I think so, right? Like, Disney is the last company I want Fortnite to, like, Epic Games to be owned by, right? If I could, I want Epic Games to get bought out by Valve, right? If Valve bought out Epic Games, everybody would be like, fat W. Everybody loves Valve. Valve doesn't lay off employees. Valve is respected, right? Disney is not respected. I would rather have Epic Games be its own private company and just get better internally, maybe replace Tim Sweeney for, having all this layoffs and giving these UEFN map creators like Steal the Brain Run millions upon millions of dollars and then laying off their own team rather than cutting the price of that and maybe cut his own check too. Like, he literally makes Tim Sweeney pay net worth. His net worth is between 7.4 billion and 9.6 billion as of 2026. Maybe he should be more like Satoru of Nintendo, who actually halved his salary in 2023 through 2014 to protect his staff. He should probably be more like that instead of not cutting his pay and just fucking a whole bunch of people over, especially with somebody who had a very serious condition, which I just made a video on that as well. So if you guys do want to watch that, go and watch that video after this one. Yeah, once again, I don't want Epic Games to be bought out by anybody. There are very, very handful of companies I would actually like Epic Games to be bought out for, other than Valve. I don't want Microsoft to own it. I don't want Sony to own it. I don't want Nintendo to own it. I definitely don't want Disney to own it. There is really nobody to really buy out Epic Games that I really respect in the gaming market. A lot of companies are straight terrible, do terrible things, and they only care about profits, and which, everybody cares about profits, but literally putting that first. But please let me know down in the comments below, what do you guys think about Disney apparently considering buying out Epic Games? Once again, the decision hasn't been officially reached. The executives at Disney are apparently halved on the decision, with some supporting and some not supporting, and that they're waiting for the right time. So let me know down in the comments below, do you want Disney to buy out Epic Games, right? And if you do, what do you think about the maturity concerns, the collab concerns, the content concerns, the AI concerns, literally everything about the game? What do you guys think about that? And if there were a company to buy out Epic Games, what company would it be? Do you want Epic Games to remain independent? Do you want the leadership to change at Epic Games? Please let me know down in the comments below. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.